Hey guys. Hey guys, alrighty, so we are live here. Alright, right now, looking at the daily time frame, it does look pretty bullish. If you're looking, we broke through that kind of key 25,800 area that I was watching on NQ. So yesterday, I was talking about in my TA post that there was importance in where ES closed. So you have that nice back test off the daily 8 EMA support, and that led to then breaking out and closing higher than yesterday. We are actually seeing buyers now come back in on the daily for ES2, which is also obviously very bullish. So ES in general, I would say yesterday and so far today appears to be the stronger one and does appear to be leading us higher. I do see a potential move up to the 69.28 area. That's pretty much our all-time high supply area and resistance to watch. Now, NQ is slightly lagging, and we have seen this in the past on recoveries that NQ will lag behind and it will actually put in a lower high close. So let's say maybe it gets up to 26,000 and then kind of double tops, and then we'll actually see a bigger retrace lower. So that is certainly a potential, not today, but this week into next week to play out, that we might get that lower high close and then start seeing a bigger retrace lower. So keeping an eye on that. But as of right now for today, we again held 8 EMA support at 25,660, so that is bullish. We're breaking through yesterday and the days before's high, so that is bullish. Even looking over at VIX, right now it is only down about 1%, but if you look at it on the daily time frame, it is in a bullish for the market move, breaking under that 50 EMA support. We had the back test yesterday and the rejection. And even looking at it today, we're looking like we're going to come into that 17.54 to 17.99 area on VX. And I do think we could get down to that 15.45 to 15.72 area on VIX. So generally speaking, again, fairly bullish market setup for today. The one thing the market is expecting today is the vote to reopen the government. Supposedly, as far as I heard last, that comes at 4 o'clock. So we will keep an eye on that. So generally speaking, we could get a little bit of a range day today. I would not be too surprised if we just kind of put in maybe nice, 200, 300 point range on NQ today. But generally speaking, again, that should be bullish. But once, if the government reopens, the question will be, is that a buy the, is that a sell the rumor sort of new event there? So I'll be curious to see how market reacts on Thursday and Friday. We are supposedly supposed to get CPI data tomorrow, Thursday, and then PMI on Friday. However, because of the backlog and the government being shut down, it does not appear that even if they open today that we would get that data tomorrow. So I would not hold our breath for that. It looks like for that sort of data, it will slowly trickle in over the next pretty much month or so. The next FOMOC meeting is on December 10th. And right now, it appears that it is not expected to even have some of the job data before then, with the jobless claims, the unemployment rate, and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't recall trading a government shutdown, especially one this long. So it'll be interesting to see when this data actually starts to come in. And how quickly it comes in. I don't know if they will release it all kind of like in one big pile, if it'll just trickle in over days, if it'll be scheduled. So that'll be interesting. But if it opens and we start to see data trickle in, we are going to see likely some major volatility. All right, so a little update on my accounts. Yesterday was kind of a goofy day with my copier. I did update it last night or yesterday to hopefully help with some of that. But I had some weird overall issues. So I did end up losing 4 of my core funded accounts yesterday. I do have one still I already traded that this morning just for a quick 115 bucks to hit my daily goal there. So I'm looking for that about $1,000 payout on Friday from that one. Just needs 2 more days of $100 there. I was not able to get my 3 in a row payouts on FNM, but I do have new FNF funded accounts. I completed day 1 of 3 yesterday, so today I'm looking for day 2 of 3 of about $800 is my goal. Hopefully we can get that, and that'll be kind of the day to day. I do have some background evals for my funded futures that I am trying to trade and get the next 1,500 bucks so I can have 5 funded accounts again. So morning range here is pretty much 68.85 to 68.98 and 25.736 to 25.804. So that's our range. That's what we're watching. I was looking for a drop down to the 68.85 and 25.736 area. I do generally think we could bounce here, but we will just kind of play this out here. This is our range. Kind of keeping an eye on VIX. VIX is still rejecting the EMAs, so that generally favors a bounce will come. And there's really not super great sellers here, so I don't think we will get too much continuation lower. But I do have a little bit lower to watch, would be 68.71 and 25.683 area. If I see VX and VIX break out over 18.2 and really 17.2, that could be a signal of some bigger downside. As I'm looking over at NQ, we could be seeing a potential failed breakout, but that 25,600 level, which is the daily 8 EMA support and is kind of the support from yesterday's daily candle, that's really our bounce spot. So we would have to pretty much flush through that and flush through it pretty aggressively in order to then look for about 25,533, which is the 20 EMA support. But when you look at ES, again, it has stronger daily buyers, so it's pretty strong looking. And that one would really have to go pretty much below 68.45 to start really flipping the trend. Wow, AMD is up 7.5% this morning. That's a huge pop. All right, we've got about 2 minutes to close on this 5-minute candle here. Again, that 68.85 is holding, and we did come down to that 25.683, and now we have a nice little bounce right here. So again, being patient, kind of see if we can find a play. We do have some actual sellers coming in. We just had a weird move up on the VIX there, though. It actually gapped up, and then now is rejecting a little bit here, so interesting. Pretty good 5-minute sellers coming in here, though. So we actually might be able to catch a continuation candle here. And again, guys, sorry. If you ever see the charts off the page, just message in the chat. I will fix it. Like I said, I run these in the background so you guys can see what I'm looking at, but not see my indicators. So sometimes if we have a big, huge candle like that, I just won't see it, and I don't fix it until I realize it's off the chart. Okay, so VX is moving up, VIX is moving up. We got stronger sellers. If we can get a little bit of a bounce here, maybe back up to, I don't know, 25,720 area, and then reject, we might actually have a nice little short down to 25,642 area, and that'd be about 68.77 on ES. NQ is certainly far more bearish today than ES is, again, which that's kind of been the trend the last couple of days here now. Okay, so nice close there. We're under the level, still have stronger sellers. Again, I still like to see a back test. That was a pretty big opening candle, you know, about 100.5 minute opening candle. So we got to be careful. Expect a back test before we push lower. So again, looking for preferably like the 25,702 at least. If you look over at ES, it is holding that 68.85 nicely, and now it looks like it's probably going to go back up to 68.90, and that would be potential rejection area. So being careful here. As long as ES is pushing, we should not really shouldn't go too much lower on NQ here. So just being patient. Okay, so there's that 702 area. VX and VIX are actually rejecting. They're kind of everywhere. They're rejecting up and down at the same time, so it makes it a little difficult to know which way we're going to go here. There's a nice rejection off 68.90 on ES. Still have sellers. I would not be surprised if they make us wait for a 5-minute double top to go lower here on NQ, so just being kind of patient. But I am liking a short, at least on NQ here.
Order submitted.
I took the short. Let's see if everybody, I don't think everybody, okay, everybody's in now. So the reason I took this short here is we came up, we touched our 25,702 area that I was looking for. And now I do think we're going to get that flush down to 25,642. We have stronger sellers. VX is trying to push up. I am looking for that rejection on ES here off that 68.90 area, which should push us lower. VX is moving up. VIX is still kind of elevated. ES again is kind of trying to hold us higher. That's really, I think, what's holding us up right here. I do expect the flush. I really do think 25,642 will get hit. I'm just looking for that ES rejection to kind of stuff us. And if we are wrong here, likely this will break through pretty much 25,702, and it's likely going to see just a big pop right to 25,736. But there's pretty strong divergence right here right now on ES and NQ. There's no buyers on ES 15 and 5-minute chart either, so that also favors the downside. We got a minute to close here, so I will be interested in see if they can accelerate this move lower here or not. Okay, about 30 seconds to close here. I would love to see this 5-minute close under 25,683. That should be our confirmation of 25,642 to be hit. As long as ES holds under 68.93, preferably 68.90, I do think this will see very strong and likely very quick continuation to the downside. Okay, so we got our close there. We are still holding just over 5-minute ORB at 25,674 on NQ. ES is holding under its ORB support at 68.92. So kind of, you know, again, this is a little difficult. ES is stronger, but if it rejects, like I'm expecting it to, it should continue to support NQ's increased weakness and should, again, flush this lower. So I like the short. I don't see a reason to close it here. There you go, big VX spike. So we broke the low. So let's see if we can get our continuation. Let's go ahead and move our stop loss right above that candle there. Got about a 10-point stop loss now. But this looks good. This should see our continuation, just being patient here, holding. Okay, we got a 5-point stop loss locked in. See if we can get our big flush and hit our daily profit on the first play of the day and just go about our day. Of course, that's always the goal. Be a little more conservative with the what you call here, the break even. Try not to get stopped out with the volatility. I do think we're going to see the big flush, so I want to stay in it. I don't want to get stopped out before it happens. Big VX spike here. Ooh, we're coming right into it. All right, let's go ahead and set a 10-point stop loss here. Okay, there's 49. We're real close to 45 is the profit. 42 was target. See, just about 5 more points there is what we need. Okay, we're almost there. Holding on for dear life. Let's go ahead and set a 15-point break even. She's going to hit. There she comes. Boom. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So that's daily goal. That's also passing my 4 backup evals. We are 12 minutes into the day, and we are going to go ahead and lock her up and call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know it was a little quick, but that's how I like it. I don't like to keep trading. So I will probably go ahead and do a stream tomorrow. That will be our day 3 of 3 for FNF on, well, 5 of the accounts. So that will be day 3 of 3 there, looking for 7,500 in payouts. And then Friday we'll bring the second or the last account of 6 for the other FNF for another $1,500 for a total of 9,000 on the week. And then on Friday I can also take out 1,000 for my funded futures. Put us about 10K on the week. So overall, pretty good. I will see you guys tomorrow.